Believe it or not, running can be enjoyable. If you clicked on this video, you're probably trying to become a runner or you're interested in becoming a runner, and don't worry, I got you. Hi everyone, and welcome back to the channel. In this video, I'm going to dive into how to become a runner and actually enjoy it. And you have to trust me on this one because I used to be the person that would dread running a mile. And in October of 2023, I ran a half marathon. So seriously, anybody can do it. So first, I want to present you with some science-backed information on all of the benefits of running to convince you to take the challenge of actually becoming a runner. So probably the most obvious and well-known benefit is cardiovascular health. Running has been associated with a lower risk of cardiovascular diseases, including heart disease and stroke. So by improving cardiovascular fitness with activities like running, you'll be reducing the risk of factors associated with those conditions. And running also helps strengthen the heart muscles, therefore improving the heart function. So right there, you're benefiting your heart. What can be better? There's also huge benefits for the skeletal system. So the British Journal of Medicine states how running is a weight-bearing exercise that helps stimulate bone growth and increases bone density, which helps prevent bone loss and reduces the risk of osteoporosis, because nobody wants to be falling over and breaking their leg when they're old, right? Also, the impact forces experienced during running can help strengthen the bones, particularly in the lower body. And as we age, if you're a runner, that can help preserve bone mass and reduce the risk of stress fractures that are naturally associated with age-related bone loss. And this one is my personal favorite. Running also has a huge impact on mental health and mood enhancement. I can back this one up wholeheartedly. A study in the Journal of Psychiatric Research states that running has a positive effect on mental health, reducing symptoms of depression and anxiety, improving a person's mood, and enhancing overall psychological well-being. Running has even been linked to improved cognitive function, including memory, attention, and problem-solving skills. So with all that, it's pretty clear that the benefits of running are fantastic. So the real question is, how do you become a runner and how do you actually enjoy it? Let's get into it. All right, here we go, all the juicy tips. So the first one, accept that being slow is okay. I feel like everyone starts their running journey and thinks that you should be completely gassed during and after a run to improve, and that's actually not true at all. When you're going absolutely balls to the walls and sprinting during a run, that's not gonna be enjoyable, so you're probably not gonna wanna do it ever again, so you need to stop doing that. Once you accept that it's okay to be slow and that you need to slow down, I promise it will be more enjoyable. So if your mile pace is 14, 15, 16, whatever, it's okay. Going slower and staying in a zone 2 heart rate is actually the key to improving your cardiovascular endurance. So going slower actually reduces your risk of overtraining because you're putting less stress on your body compared to being in those high intensity training zones. Also prevents possible injuries and promotes better recovery. When you are in a zone 2 heart rate zone or just running at a slower pace, you should be able to have a conversation with somebody without being super out of breath. And when you're doing this, you're actually increasing your blood flow and oxygen to the muscles, which helps remove metabolic waste and facilitates the repair and regeneration of muscle tissue. It's also just overall more enjoyable to be going slow, and you're going to want to go back and do it again, and you're slowly going to start to see improvements, and it's the best feeling. Going slow really helps you soak in the moment and just be present, and I promise it's gonna help. Along those same lines, remember that walking is also okay. So you should be going slower, you should be keeping that heart rate at a zone 2, you should be able to hold a conversation. So with that, if you're not doing that, you need to slow down, you need to walk, and then you can pick it back up again. When you're a beginner runner, it's more about getting the miles in time on your body than the mile pace. By stopping and walking, it's actually gonna be way more beneficial for your body and your running overall. Honestly, walking on your runs is gonna be very beneficial because you'll be able to recover a lot quicker and you'll be able to go longer than you would if you didn't walk. And when you're walking, it also allows your body to adjust to the demands of running, which can be a lot just starting out. Gradually over time, you'll notice you're gonna start to increase how far you're going, how long you're running, and it's going to be way more beneficial in the end. This also really helps reduce the risk of injury and burnout. And believe it or not, but some runners find that planned walk breaks can actually lead to an overall faster race time. And this is called the Galloway method. So this method was developed by Olympian Jeff Galloway, and it incorporates planned walk breaks into running. So if you're just starting out, Jeff and myself recommends to use the 1-to-1 ratio. So 1 minute of running with 1 minute of walking. And as you advance, you can bump up that ratio. So like 4-to-1, 5-to-1, 6-to-1, based off your levels. This method will improve endurance, recovery, performance, and actually provide a better psychological impact. You'll start to notice that running is a huge mental game. Incorporating this method is less intimidating because you know a walk break is coming on long runs and it makes it more manageable. And the third tip I have is is use distractions. And I say this lightly because you don't actually want to be completely distracted. You do want to soak in the moment. You want to like feel how your body's feeling. You want to take in the environment around you and things like that. But longer runs can be very monotonous. If you're going for a 10-mile run that's going to be over an hour and a half, you're probably going to get very bored of doing the same thing. So I like to switch it up and listen to a podcast, listen to music, be in silence. I talk to somebody. When I was training for my half marathon, I did it with my friend and we did most of our runs together, especially the long ones. And we would just talk for at least 45 minutes and it helped so much. The first 45 minutes like flew by and then we would start listening to music or a podcast if we got bored. Honestly, if you don't have a running partner, you can even put in some AirPods and call a family member. And this will also help you stay in that zone 2 heart rate because you're actually supposed to be able to have conversations with people when you're running, which is so funny. I literally thought before I was a runner, I never understood how people did that. When they said that they talk to people during running, I was like, I'm always dying, but I was doing it wrong. One of my favorite ways to enjoy running is switching up the scenery in the places that I run. I think it's so fun to go explore new places, find new trails to run on, because you don't want to keep doing the same runs over and over again because then you're going to know the point that is a mile, 2 miles, 3 miles that can also mess with your mental game and be daunting. So it's so fun to just go to a new area or go to an area you haven't been to in a while. Or when you go on vacation, it makes it super fun to go do a run because it's a completely new area. So I highly recommend switching up the places that you run. I've never really been a treadmill running girly, but if you enjoy that and you can just watch a show, or some of those have those big screens where you're like running on a path like on the screen, you know what I'm talking about. That's a cool way to switch it up too. And finally, my last tip is to track your progress. I use my Apple Watch and I started using Strava a little bit towards the middle end of my training, and it is so fun to track your progress. And also remember that like every run is not going to be better and better. Like you may be getting better for a couple runs and then you might have like a crappy one. If you're a woman, depending on where you are in your cycle, how much you've eaten, how your sleep is, if you were lifting and your legs are really tired, like each run can vary. But seeing that overall trend of your mile pace getting faster is so addicting and cool to see. And also just when you start to feel good after your runs by implementing all of these things, it's a really, really cool feeling. And I never thought that I would be somebody that would enjoy running. Honestly, I never understood it. But now here I am. When I start lifting again, I'm like, ooh, I really want to go run, especially when it's nice out. I'm not a runner girly in the winter. Nope. I have ran in the rain and everybody says they love running in the rain. Not the best. I mean, I don't really like when my feet are soaking wet, but if it's sprinkling, it is kind of fun. I truly think when you're running, you just need to soak in the moment, be present, and put in your head that you're doing this to enjoy it and not as a chore. That also helps. I think I gave a few more extra tips at the end. Whatever. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Let me know your running journey if you're a beginner. If you have started running over the past year, I want to hear all about it. Thanks so much for watching. I'll see you in the next one. Bye.